Greetings, friends. A few weeks ago, I met one or two people in the Agora, and they mentioned that we ought to be watching out for this Satanic convention coming up at the end of April on the 28th to the 30th in Boston, SatanCon 2023, which the Boston Globe was calling the largest satanic gathering in history. So some non-denominational Christians, they would view that this is really something that could be ushering in the end times and the Antichrist is upon us, and they often fixate on these visual cues, these expressions of Satanism, which are very unsophisticated and in your face, and things which are almost too obvious. And my other friend and I were, I think, more or less of the view that while these things can be demonic, they are not the primary means that the devil works through. The devil works through all kinds of means, and the most obvious ones are not going to be him at his best, at his most cunning. He works through all kinds of ways. He doesn't usually appear like a fiery devil with horns or goat legs or fire from his mouth or whatever, a dragon or some sort of Dracula-like persona. No, he doesn't appear like that monster. He appears as an angel of light. He appears as the perfect Christian. He will claim to be a Christian. At least, well, I am getting mixed up here, but the Antichrist. I'm talking about the Antichrist, which is not exactly the same as the devil, but there is obviously a close connection there because the Antichrist serves the devil. But the Antichrist will claim to be a Christian. So you cannot get caught up in all these things, these symbols and these festivals. Like, they are obviously demonic, and we can't dismiss that, but Skittles is far more demonic and subversive. It's just as demonic, but it's far more effective in destroying civilization and bringing about the Antichrist world. So that would be my few thoughts on getting caught up in these expressions of Satanism. I mean, that's not how it usually works. Evil becomes seductive and alluring, and it subverts by taking over a worldview or a religion and claiming to be the authentic expression of that worldview, and then subverting it, bringing it down from within. And I think the other issue, which I want to explore maybe later, is that you can't get too caught up in worldly things. You can't be a truther, like the truthers. They were obsessed with 9/11 truths, and then flat earth truths, and deep state truths, space, NASA, the moon landings, but also maybe dinosaurs, maybe stuff from the giants. It could go off into so many other realms, like mountains and geographic features being giant gods which died in the past. Just things that you don't have enough time to determine if it's true. Chemtrails. I mean, all these things that there might be some truth in them, but it spirals. And what they have in common is they're looking at the world. They're looking at physical things, which is not bad. I mean, we're in the world, but they seek signs and wonders, or it's like it becomes caught up in their spiritual worldview, things which are in the physical world. If I'm not explaining it very well, but you come to look at the physical world to justify your spiritual worldview, you're going to run into problems. Like the Roman Catholics eventually had that problem because they eventually collapsed into the world. Roman Catholic philosophy eventually collapsed into trying to prove God through the world, which you can do, but that foundation collapses in on itself because then you get caught up in the world. And this is something which infects the Protestant Reformation, whatever you want to call it, and all of the branches that followed upon that. That worldview is similar. It's something we inherit from the Protestant Reformation. This is something I would like Orrin McIntyre to discuss. I would like Orrin McIntyre and all the people that are in his sphere, I would love for them to have a discussion with someone like Jay Dyer, David Patrick Harry, maybe Deacon Ananias, about the decline of the West and the role of Protestantism in this, and also the role of Roman Catholicism in the decline of the West. You can't just mention the good, the true, and the beautiful. That's not enough. You have to be more specific. Hasta luego, amigos.